Snuff the beetles! Snuff them! Go, go, go!
Cersei continues to obliviously move from one folly to the next. Angered by Tommen's brazen demand to sit on the Iron Throne and at council, she realises that Margaery has put him up to this. Cersei refuses to give her power up to anyone, at least until Tommen has come of age. Next, she sends away the Iron Bank's envoy Noho Demitis, after telling him that there will be no payment until the rebellion has ended. She receives word from Pycelle that Lord Manderley has had Sir Davos Seaworth beheaded, and the Freys confirmed this. Later, she speaks with Osmond Kettleblack about his younger brother's failed efforts to bed Margaery. Osmond swears that the young queen likes him, but that they are never alone. The Kingsguard names some of those always around her, including the male singers she prefers to entertain her and her companions. When Cersei crossed the yard and finds Tommen riding at the Quintain, she is infuriated. Once again, this was Margaery's idea, and while all those gathered are cheering the young king's jousting ability, Cersei blunders by saying, "One day you shall rule the lists, as your father did." Margaery astutely catches this, and asks what tourneys King Robert had won. The Queen Regent evades this by mentioning Robert's deeds at the Trident. She then berates Loras for teaching Tommen how to ride, but the Kingsguard reminds her that there has been no Master at Arms at the Red Keep since Aron Santagar was killed. Walking back to her Solar, she considers sending for another Dornish Master at Arms, just to irk the Tyrells. In her Solar, Qyburn informs her that Prince Doran has imprisoned Daemon Sand for demanding the release of the Sand Snakes, and that Silva Santagar has been hastily married to the elderly Eldon Estamont. He also tells her that both Daemon Sand and Silva are close friends of Doran's daughter Arianne. Cersei could not care less, but she is interested to hear of a treasonous puppet show. She commands Qyburn to have the 4 puppeteers put to death, but Qyburn wants the women for his experiments. Cersei has already given him Senelle, but he tells her that she didn't last. The Queen Regent recalls her screaming in the darkness when she was down in the Black Cells, but grants Qyburn his test subjects. Later, as she is bathing in preparation for dinner, Jaime arrives with Tommen, who is demanding to see her. The Boy King wants his horse tomorrow so that Loras can continue training him, but his mother will have none of it. Jaime mocks her for suggesting that Sir Osmond is thrice the knight that Sir Loras is, but Cersei finally convinces her son to wait for a new Master at Arms to be named. As she gets dressed, Cersei recalls her fit of rage when her washerwoman shrunk several of her gowns, but it is obvious she is unaware that she is actually gaining weight from all the alcohol. Her guests for dinner are Felice Stokeworth and her husband, Bolman Birch, and it is revealed that Tanda Stokeworth has been thrown from her horse and fractured her hip. And Cersei thinks to herself that Tanda will not recover from the wound at her age. Felice says she was refused hospitality by the ward of Lord Giles Rosby, and that she encountered ruffians on the road. Cersei deftly convinces Felice and Balman that she fears Bronn is either hiding Tyrion or gathering swords for him, and may mean to try and kill Tommen. They assure her that it was solely Bronn's responsibility for naming Lolly's bastard son Tyrion, but Bolmond gets the hint that Cersei would like to see the ex-sellsword disposed of, and tells her not to worry any further. On her way to bed, Cersei peeks in on Tommen and sees 3 kittens in bed with him. Meryn Trant informs her that Margaery gave them to him. That night, Cersei thinks of Prince Rhaegar Targaryen and how King Aerys blocked their betrothal out of spite. When she was 10, her father and her aunt Jenna promised she would be betrothed to Rhaegar after the tourney for King Aerys II in Lannisport. She was so happy that she agreed to visit the witch, Maggie the Frog, with her friends. They laughed at her prophecies, but that night King Aerys mocked Lord Tywin for thinking he would give his son's hand to his servant Tywin's daughter. After that, Maggie's predictions started to come true, one after another.